back to Vikings Gone Wild, Episode 3. We're continuing our two-player playthrough. This is a 2 to 4 player game, of course. Up first is me. So right now I'm sitting at 8 points, and my adversary, the black player, is sitting at 5 points. And so I've drawn my cards, but I don't want to forget this time, because I think I forgot last episode to put a gold on my gold factory. So I got 1 gold factory, gives me 1 gold. And 2 breweries are going to give me 2 beer. And my opponent has 1 brewery for 1 beer. Alright, so I've drawn now 5 cards. My opponent has drawn 6 cards because he has a tavern. And let's have a look and see what I have. Well, this time I have a bone crusher, an elf archer, a couple of beer, and a gold. And so I think let's start off with some attacking, shall we? I've got total attack of 6. Do I want to just go right ahead and put them all in one building or try and split them up? Good question. I think I'm going to split them up. Let's go over to my adversary's area and I'm going to attack 2 of his buildings. Alright, so I'm going to use my bone crusher here to attack his beer container. So I have a 4 attack and he has a 3 defense, and then I'm going to use my elf archer to attack his brewery. So I'll have 2 attack, he has 1 defense. Now, does he have any defense cards that can make me not win? So you win on a tie when you're attacking. So he's not playing anything. So I have successfully defeated 2 of his buildings. And so we're going to put the little red markers on there, indicate that. So this one was attacked, this one was attacked. And we know from the points tally that when you successfully attack 2 buildings on your turn, you're going to get 3 victory points. So I'm going to go ahead and get 3 victory points on the victory point track. Okay, so for successfully attacking the 2 buildings, 1, 2, 3, I'm 1 more away from getting another divine favor card. Alright, I'm going to zoom out again. I still have some cards left to play. I have 2 beer in my beer container, 2 in the brewery, 1 in the gold factory, 1 gold in my hand, 2 beer. So let me zoom out and see what else I'm going to do. Alright, so I've looked at my cards. I basically have 2 beer and I have in my hand, but I want to save my other beer so that my beer container will fill up during the storage phase and will give me a victory point if that's possible. So I'm just going to use my 2 beer. Or should I do that? Yeah, I'm going to use the 2 beer. And I'm going to take the gold off my gold factory and the gold in my hand and trade in 2 gold for 1 beer. So that's going to give me a total of 3 beer. And with a total of 3 beer, I'm going to buy one of these scrolls. And the scroll is basically draw 2 cards when it shows up in your hand. And so that drains my hand. And now it is over to the black player's turn, and he of course has 6 cards, and now he's going to make a decision of what to do. And he knows I have no defense, so I think he's going to pull a fast one on me, which is probably going to be bad news for me. And he is indeed. He's going to use, he has Fenrir, does 3 attack against 2 buildings at the same time, and he has a bear rider, which is another 3 attack. So he is going to go over to my village and pound me out. So let's see what he wants to do. Yep, I think I'm in trouble. So he's going to take Fenrir, which is a 3 attack against 2 different buildings. It's a special ability. You're only ever able to attack 1 building with 1 card. He is attacking my town hall. And he's also attacking the beer container. So they are going to be able to steal one of the beer out of my beer container. He's going to use his bear rider at a 3 attack. And he might as well go ahead and attack my gold factory. It has 3 defense. So I have no cards, he knows that. So I'm not able to defend. Oh, sorry, that's not how it works. I have to use the beer rider up here on the town hall. That's what I want to do, make a total attack of 6 up here. So they're going to be able to successfully hit my town hall and my beer container. So they're going to steal a beer from me, which is not nice, but that's what happens. The unfortunate thing for me up here is that that gets successfully attacked. They get 3 victory points for that, and he gets to draw a divine favor card. So that is not good for me. So he's going to get a total of 3 plus 3 for successfully attacking 2 buildings. He's going to get 6 victory points and get to draw a divine favor card. Ouch. Let's go to the point tracker and add that up. All right, so 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has tied me at 11 points, but he does now get to choose one of the divine favor cards. Yeah, he's going to take Thor. Thor is a 5 attack card. So again, pretty fun artwork on these cards. So he goes ahead and claims that for defeating my town hall, which I did not like much. He still has some cards left to play, some things to do, so let's zoom back out and he's going to continue his turn. All right, so continuing the turn, yes, of course, I forgot to replace that immediately when it's drawn. There we go. So he has another cunning plan. He stole the beer from me. He has 1 beer from his brewery. That gives him 2 beer. He has 2 beer in his hand for a total of 4 beer. Plus, he also has 3 gold. So 4 beer, 3 gold gets him the first Pigator. Because it costs 4 beer and 3 gold. And it's a 6 attack card. Ouch. So he claims that. A very good turn for him. Not such a good turn for me. Okay, so we finished the player phase. Now it's the storage phase. Now he has nothing to store. He used all his beer for his brewery. I have 2 beer in my breweries. However, they go over to my beer container, but now my beer container only has 3 beer in it because he stole one of them. So I do not get a victory point for having a full beer container. So that's not what I wanted, but there it is. All right, so it is now going to end of turn. So we're going to take our played and or bought cards and put them in the discard pile. We're going to remove all tokens from all buildings. So the successful attack tokens are going to come off our buildings. We are going to move the Odin's Path cards 1 to the right and add a new one in here. And I didn't even look at the missions this time, and I should have. Did I do anything? Build at least 2 buildings? No. Buy a tavern? No. And his was buy 2 attack cards during the same turn or succeed at 1 attack against an undead? No. So we don't get any bonus points for missions. Again, got to keep on track of that or I will forget them. And so have I done everything? Yes. So the first player now is going to go over to our black player. So that, I think, is everything we need to do for the end of the turn. So let's go ahead and do another one. So the first thing we're going to be drawing cards. And when we draw cards, I'm going to be drawing 5 cards. He's going to be drawing 6 because he has a tavern. Okay, so up first this turn is the black player, and the first thing he's going to do is he's going to be a swine, and he's going to use his money theft card. And it says steal a card from another player's building. And I should mention, yes, I've done the production phase. He gets 1 beer in his brewery. I get a beer on each of my 2 breweries, 1 for each, and I have a gold factory which has a gold, and that is the gold he's stealing with his money theft card. So that was another swine maneuver. So he steals that gold from me. And continuing on, he is doing more. Next card he's playing is his mystery gift, and it says draw a card, put it in your hand. If the card is a attack card, you get a victory point. This is very dangerous for me because we're both at 11 points. It would also mean no, but he doesn't get it. It would have meant he would get another victory point, go to 12, and get another divine favor card. But that didn't happen. So now he's got to do a little bit of thinking about what he wants to do, and he doesn't do too much thinking. He's got 4 beer cards in his hand, 1 from his brewery. 5 beer is going to buy him a bone crusher, so he's ramping up the attack cards like crazy. He has 1 gold that he stole from me and 1 card left. And with the 1 gold, what's he going to do? I think he will, yeah, he'll buy a beer container for the 1 gold he stole from me. So he's going to put his construction marker on there, and he's keeping 1 card. And that's basically the end of his turn. And so it's going to be now over to me. He kept a card, so I don't know what that means in the grand scheme of things. So what I have is I have my treasure chest, which gives me 4 gold or 4 beer. And I have my assassin. It's a 4 attack. and I probably will go ahead and attack him, I think. And I don't know if his town hall is going to be defended or not. Well, I'm going to risk it. We're going to go over first. I'm going to attack his town hall. All right, I'm risking it. He's got 1 card left. I'm using a 4 attack to attack his town hall, which has a defense of 4. Does he have a defense card to play against me? No, he's not playing anything. Wow. Okay. So that means I've successfully attacked it. I will get 1 victory point, but not only will I get 1, I get 2 victory points because for successfully attacking the town halls were 2. So I'm going to get 3 victory points. So that's great. Let's go to the victory point tracker and I'll collect my 3 points. All right, I get my 3 points. So I'm going to go 12, 13, 14. I've landed on or gone past the Divine Favor card. So I'm going to get the next choice. Resurrection. Pick 3 unit cards from your discard pile and put them in your hand. Holy ramoly, that is really good. I think it's better than just grabbing a beer or a gold. So I'm going to take Resurrection. That's really a good card. Okay, back to me. I'm going to zoom out again. I have still some things I need to do, and let's get to it. Okay, I have decided to level up my town hall. And if we take a look at my level 2 town hall, it says upgrade. I need 7 gold to do that, to make it a level 3. Well, I'm going to use this card for 4 gold. So that's 4 gold. I'm going to take these 2 beer, trade them in for another gold, is 5 gold. I have a gold card, is 6 gold. And I'm taking the 2 beer off of each of my breweries, trading them in for yet another gold. 7 gold. That gives me my level 3 town hall. Let's take a look at the level 3 town hall. It's an 8 defense. It's worth 4 victory points in a Divine Favor if you defeat it. I don't have a building limit now. I can build as many buildings as I want, and you earn 5 victory points just for building this. So I'm going to get another 5 victory points. I'll just do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm at 19. And that effectively ends the turn because I was last player there. So we have to do all the end of turn, storage phase now. I have nothing in the brewery, neither does he. The storage phase isn't going to happen. But now we go to the end phase where we remove all the tokens off. And yes, I would have put a blue building token on my newly built town hall during my turn, but it's going to come off now in the end phase. And there you have it. We're going to put our cards that we used or bought into our discard piles. Sure that happens. And Odin's path is going to shuffle 1 to the right, like so. And we're going to flip a new card. A shaman. What I like to refer to as hippie druids. If you have a look at the shaman, he's either a 1 attack or you can use him to draw 2 cards. So pretty cool. Okay, and the first player token, of course, going to come back to me. And I will then be first player for the next turn. And the 1 card that he had kept, of course, gets discarded because he does not have a draw card. He cannot hold cards into the next turn. All right, so let me just get organized here. I'm going to be drawing 5 cards. He's going to be drawing 6 cards, and we're going to go at it again. All right, so I've drawn my 5 cards. He's drawn his 6 cards. Production time. So I've put a beer on each of my breweries, 1 on my gold factory, and a beer went onto his brewery. So that's the production phase done. Now it is the player phase. And what do I have? Well, I have a hand that's not the greatest this time. A couple of beer, my chicken tower for 1 defense, and my 2 lowly Viking warriors for a combined total attack of 2. So that's in fact what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to use a combined attack of 2, and I'm going to attack this undead zombie up here. And he has a 2 defense, so I defeat him. Reward is I get a beer and a victory point, and these just get tossed back into the discard pile. You don't collect them or stick them in your hand or anything. So I get a beer and a victory point. Let me just refill this. So I get 1 beer and I get a victory point, which takes me to, if you look down here, it takes me to 20, which is another Divine Favor card. So let's see what we have for Divine Favor. We have Hell, which is a hero 1 attack, and you get 1 extra for each unit in your discard pile. So she can ramp up very much if you have a lot of attack units in your discard pile. Or all other players give you a beer if possible, all other players give you a gold if possible. You can see these will work better in a multiplayer game, 3 or 4. In a 2-player game, doesn't really have as great an effect. So you know what, I'm going to take Hell. We'll put Hell, we're going to use her in the future once she gets shuffled back into my hand. All right, and I have, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a total of 6 beer total if I really want 6 beer. And I have 2 beer in my hand. And can I buy a tavern for 5 gold? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. If I spend all of the... yes, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep my chicken tower hidden so he doesn't know what's going on. I have 2 beer from my brewery. I'm going to cash those in for 1 gold. I have the beer I stole off the zombie beating him, 1 out of my storage. 2 more for another 1 gold. And I have the last 2 in my beer storage, cashing those in for 1 gold. So that gives me 3 gold plus 1 gold on my gold factory. These 2 beer I'm cashing in for 1 gold. So that's going to give me a total of 5 gold, which is exactly what I need to buy a tavern. Oh, I took every resource I had, but now for 5 gold, I bought a tavern, which gets the card or the building token put on it, so it cannot be attacked this turn. However, I'm going to be able to draw 6 cards, just like the black player at the end of this turn. Okay, and also I have a mission which is called Innkeeper. And Innkeeper says, buy 1 tavern, you get a victory point. And I just did that. So I'm going to go from 20 victory points down here to 21. And I immediately draw a new mission. Explorer, buy at least 2 cards from Odin's Path. On the same turn, gets me a victory point. So far, I have 21 victory points. He has 11. So, not bad, I think, for me, but he has a lot of attack cards. I think quite a bit more than me at this point. Over to him, and it's the black player's turn, and what is he gonna do? Well, he knows I have 1 card left only, so first thing he's going to play is he has Mystery Gift again. Draw a card, put it in your hand. If it is the resource card, you get a victory point. So he draws a card. It is a double, it's beer mugs. It is a resource card. So he's going to get a victory point. So he's going down here from 11 to 12. He's just now hit the Divine Favor area, so flips it over. Beer taxes, gold taxes, or Loki. Hero, he's a 1 attack. Well, I guess we'll take a closer look at him. 1 attack, and you get 1 extra for each unit attacking the same building. So +1 attack, +1 for each unit. Well, he's going to take that because he's all about the attack, and the beer tax and the gold tax. Again, like I said, in a 2-player game, not as useful. So that's what he's doing. Now he's got a whole pile of other cards. And he's going to have to do a little bit of thinking here and come back with his decision. All right, and here's where it makes a little bit of sense about discard pile and when cards are not in your discard pile. He is going to play his scroll, which says draw 2 cards. Well, right now he did not have any cards in his draw deck. So you would shuffle your entire discard pile. But keeping in mind, this turn he played the Mystery Gift and he received Loki. And these are not put immediately into the discard pile. They're put in a what I call to be discarded pile. So they don't get shuffled for when he plays the draw 2 cards. So there's no chance of Loki showing up. But he does get to draw 1, 2 cards. And now he has even more things to think about. Boy, what does he want to do? Well, being the fighter maniac he is, he's going to go on a rampage. And he has a bunch of attack cards, and this is indeed what he's going to do. So let's go over to my village area here, or my complex, or whatever it's called, and he's going to start hammering on me. Okay, so here we are. You can't attack my town hall as a defensive 8, so he could add all his cards together. It doesn't even come close. He cannot attack my tavern, because I just built it this turn. with a little blue marker on it. There will be nice tokens in the retail version of the game. Again, this is a prototype version. Everything's mostly done. All the artwork, the cards are all done. So he is going to take his Bone Crusher. He's going to attack my beer container. Then he's going to take a Viking Warrior, attack my brewery, and another Viking Warrior, and attack another brewer. So he's doing 3 attacks in a row. I do have my defense card, my Chicken Tower. It adds 1 defense. If I add the 1 defense to the beer container, well, I'm still going to meet it. So I'm going to add the 1 defense to one of the breweries. One of these guys does not get through my Chicken Tower defense on the brewery, so that is not going to happen for him. However, the other 2 attacks succeed, and we know that's going to be 3 points. Now, there's no beer in my beer container. Luckily for me, I spent it all, so he doesn't get to raid a beer from me. But these 2 did succeed, so he's going to get 3 victory points. So that's pretty awesome for him. So let's go to the victory point track and give him his 3 victory points. All right, down here he goes 1, 2, 3, up to 15 points. I'm going to zoom out. He's got a bunch of cards left for him to continue his turn. Okay, so what he is going to do is he's going to spend, he has 3 beer. He actually has 4 beers. He's going to spend his 3 beer, and he's going to buy a Drakkar. And this is now his maximum number of buildings, but this one lets you keep 1 card in your hand over to the next turn. And what that means is when you go ahead and draw your cards. So for instance, if he keeps 1 card, he draws 6 cards because of his tavern. He'll end up with a hand of 7 cards. So it's a pretty good strategy. So he is finished his turn, and let's take a look. We're into the storage phase. He has 1 beer, which is going to go into his beer container. Storage phase, then the end phase. Discard all cards, and then remove the markers. So he can't keep the 1 card that he had for timing purposes because his Drakkar isn't ready until you have to discard cards, then you remove the tokens. I think that's how it's supposed to work. If that's not correct, please let me know, but I think you do it in that order. And because it says discard your cards unless you have a Drakkar, but then you remove the markers. So yeah, so now next turn his Drakkar will be in play. And of course all the cards we bought or played go into our discard piles. So I'll go ahead and do that. And what else do we need to do? The first player marker is going to change over to the black player again. Odin's Path is going to scroll down 1 to the right. And we're going to get a new card in there, see what it is. And it is another zombie. And did anyone other than me complete missions? Buy 2 attack cards. He didn't do that. He didn't beat a zombie. I didn't build 2 buildings. Okay, everything's good to go, I believe. Let me just make sure I get everything sort of in sight here. I do believe I'm going to leave it off here. The episodes we're getting, I think, like 30 minutes long. I'd rather have them be around a 20-minute mark. And there's a lot more starts happening as we start ramping up and building up our decks and building up our town halls and all the rest of it. Things get a little more complicated as the game goes along. So currently I'm sitting at 21 points. He's sitting at 15 points. I think, though, that he's got a lot more attack cards than I do. But I did buy a bunch of defense cards, so I don't know. We'll see what happens in the episodes to come. So that was episode 3 of Vikings Gone Wild. Again, this is on Kickstarter at the moment. It is May 2016, so if you're watching this video, months and years down the road, the Kickstarter will long be over, but if you're watching it today, it is May 2016 and the Kickstarter is happening. And in my introductory video, the episode 1 of this series, you'll find the link to the Kickstarter campaign. Alright, well, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. Join me next time for episode 4, the continuation of my 2-player complete playthrough of Vikings Gone Wild, the board game by Lucky Duck Games, and Every Day I Play Interactive Studios. Alright, thanks so much, and we'll catch you next time.